National Gallery in Veletashny Palace welcomes autumn with poetry and storytelling, writing and reading. We are opening 5 exhibitions that deal with poetic language, text, on the other hand with documentary strategies in contemporary art. One of the exhibitions is 25th anniversary of Chalupecký Prize, which takes the title from John Milton's poem Silver Lining. This is a celebration of 25 years of the most prestigious art prize in Czech Republic. We present the work of the winners of Chalupecký Prize in this experimental exhibition, which can be called The Egg Which Got Broken. The architecture design proposed by Dominic Lang creates a certain fragmentary situation where the work of winners of Chalupecký Award are being presented in a pretty extravagant way. The exhibition tries to map the role and the importance of the Chalupecký Award in writing recent history of Czech art. It is difficult to curate an exhibition composed of all the winners. Thus, this exhibition might have a kind of chaotic, confusing nature. However, our task as viewers is to put those, metaphorically speaking, pieces of the egg together in order to find out a more coherent meaning of contemporary art in Czech Republic as being foregrounded by the Chalupecký Award. Another project which we also opened in autumn deals with poetry. This is actually inauguration of the so-called poetry passage in the programming of the National Gallery. The project, curated by myself and Boris Ondreička, Slovak conceptual artist, will be a cycling event that foregrounds the importance of poetry as the hidden resource that enables us to move from or to shift from one paradigm to another. The passage number 1 is being opened with a new site-specific work by Boris Ondreička called The Beginning and the End of the Passage, which is a poem written by Boris based upon the history of Veletashny Palace architecture and the kind of etymology of the gallery itself. The poetry passage also includes a lecture by one of the most distinguished contemporary philosophers, Italian thinker and media activist Franco Beraldi. He presents a lecture on the limits and excess of language, and this is an amazing introduction to the permanent presence of poetry in our programs. Silver Lining is complemented by an exhibition StartPoint, which is the prize given to the graduates of European Academies of Fine Arts. Coordinated and curated by Pavel Vanchat on the 5th floor of the National Gallery, presents the work of over 18 artists, graduates of academies from over 30 countries in Europe. And this is a very fresh presentation of what's the most contemporary, and as such it constitutes a wonderful addition to the artists presented within Chalupecký Award. The young art is very much represented by all projects in the autumn proposal of our program, and I'm referring here to yet another artist who had been introduced within the series called Introducing, and this is Renaud, Jerez, French artist, introduced by curator Zuzana Blochová. The work of Renaud Jerez, very much inspired by the poetry of Charles Baudelaire, presents a kind of post-apocalyptic vision of the future which failed us, the future which we have to create anew. Last but not least, the moving image department, the third chapter, is connected to the Photograph Festival main theme, which is documentary strategies in contemporary art and especially in photography. In the center, in the core of the third chapter of moving image department, there is a groundbreaking masterpiece of documentary cinema, The Owl's Legacy of Chris Mark and Otolith Group, where the legacy of ancient Greece is being discussed. This is a chapter that helps us to understand where do we come from, where do we belong, what's the legacy of our culture, what's the cradle of the civilization.